The UK just picked its stablecoin winners and Coinbase is not happy. Something major has just happened in the UK crypto scene. The UK has officially selected 4 firms to help shape the future of stablecoins in the United Kingdom. And one massive name is missing: Coinbase. Not selected, not included, and now the CEO is publicly pushing back. According to reports on major news outlets across the UK is picking winners in its digital money future, and Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, is not staying quiet. So what's going on? Is this smart regulation, or is Britain quietly deciding who gets to build the future of digital money? Because this isn't just about exchanges. This affects stablecoins, trading, innovation, UK competitiveness, and ultimately you. So let's break this down properly.
I am not a financial advisor. This video is based solely on my opinion on what I'm personally doing in this market. I also want to let you know that some of the links below and in the descriptions are affiliate links, meaning I may get a commission, but it will be at no extra cost to you. Please remember that under no circumstances will I ever contact you and ask you for investments. You can confirm all of my real social media handles in the description and also at milkshakematty.com. This content is for educational and entertainment only, and I'm not a financial advisor.
The Financial Conduct Authority has launched a stablecoin regulatory sandbox. Now, if you're new, a sandbox is basically a controlled testing environment. Selected firms get to experiment under supervision before full rules go live. Out of 20 applicants, only 4 firms were chosen. Those 4 are Revolut, Money Financial Technologies, Restabilize, and VVTX. That's it, nobody else. 4. Now let's pause there, because being selected into a sandbox isn't just a small thing. It gives firms direct regulatory dialogue, early testing rights, infrastructure integration trials, policy feedback access, and first mover advantage. They don't just get to operate, they get to help shape the rulebook, and that matters. Let's focus on the headline name, Revolut. This isn't a crypto native exchange, it's a heavily regulated UK fintech. It already operates under restricted banking licenses. Now it's testing a pound-pegged stablecoin inside this sandbox. That positions it perfectly if the UK rolls out formal stablecoin frameworks in 2026. Revolut could be one of the first compliant, regulator-aligned issuers of Great British Pound stablecoin, and that's powerful. The other 3 firms are infrastructure-focused. They're building compliance systems around settlement, custody, and payments. None of them are decentralized open crypto-native exchanges, and that's where the tension begins. Noticeably absent from the list is Coinbase. Now let's be clear, there's no official statement confirming Coinbase applied or was rejected. But I think it's pretty obvious that they definitely would have applied. One of the largest crypto exchanges in the world is not part of the UK's first official stablecoin testing cohort. And around the same time, Brian Armstrong has publicly criticised UK policy direction. That's not random timing. Armstrong's argument isn't just we weren't picked. His concern appears to be much, much bigger. If regulation is structured in a way that caps stablecoin holdings, raises compliance barriers, and favours bank-aligned institutions, and also restricts open competition, then the UK may be shaping the market before it even fully opens. And that's at the heart of this picking the winners narrative. So let's be fair. The UK isn't acting out of nowhere. The Bank of England has been exploring financial stability risks, stablecoin reserve structures, payment system integrity, and consumer protection, and potentially a digital pound. But their concern is if stablecoins grow too large too fast, they could disrupt traditional banking systems. Imagine billions leaving commercial banks and sitting in private stablecoins. That affects liquidity, that affects the monetary control, and it affects the bank's risk. From a regulator's perspective, caution makes sense. But here's the tension. Crypto moves fast, policy moves slow, and when policy is restrictive, innovation will relocate offshore. Let's address the phrase directly. Are they naming specific corporate favourites? In my eyes, it's a no, but they are giving massive advantages to the 4 that they've picked. Think about this. If only a handful of firms get early sandbox access, stablecoin holdings are capped, reserve rules are strict, and compliance costs are heavy. But who benefits? The large, regulator-friendly firms. And who struggles? Smaller crypto-native operators. That doesn't mean corruption, it means architecture. And architecture determines the market shape. Let's zoom out a little bit here because Dubai is aggressively pro crypto. Singapore offers structured clarity, and Hong Kong has reopened digital assets licensing. And the EU now has MiCA, and capital flows towards the clarity. If Britain becomes overly cautious, innovation will not wait. Crypto firms can relocate in just months. Developers move, liquidity moves, and volume moves. Once infrastructure leaves, it rarely comes back easily. And that's the competitive risk the UK is trying to avoid. Now, before we go deeper, let's talk about something practical because regardless of what regulators decide, preparation beats panic. And that's exactly why we built the Crypto Wolfpack. This isn't hype trading. It's structured education and transparency. Inside the pack, you get live market breakdowns, risk managed strategies, real trade transparency, and whale wallet monitoring. We also do the fear and greed analysis every single day and also automation insights. And we've also got our community win zone. And this is my favorite part. So let me show you something. Just look at this. These aren't screenshots. These aren't random Telegram signals. These are our members posting real wins. They're explaining why the trades worked, they're learning structure, and they're improving their discipline. And no matter what UK regulations does, if you understand the market properly, you stay ahead. I just want to give a quick shout out to a few people here. So let me just zoom in a second. 1 second here. We've got Jason with a 381% win on XRP. We have got Tracy with a 101% win on Bitcoin. We've got Martin with a 33% win on XRP. It just goes on. We've got a 58% win on Bitcoin from Calvin. We've got a 27% win on XRP from Graham. We've got Jason again with another nearly 30% win. We've got Johnny with a 34.5% win. We've got Mairead with a 31.5% win. It just goes on. I could just keep scrolling, guys. It just keeps going. What's that one? We've got Justin at 70% win. Another $300 to his pot there. Well done, Justin, mate. Calvin with another 92% win. Got Stephen with 2 wins here, 27% and 37%. We've got Mairead with another 2 wins, which is 30% on XRP and then a 52% win on XRP. Well done, guys. Amazing efforts. The strength of the wolf truly is in the pack. And if you want to join the Crypto Wolf Pack, there'll be a link in the description, or you can head over to cryptowolfpack.co.uk. Now let's get back to this policy chat. There is another layer to this. The UK is exploring a central bank digital currency, which is a digital pound. If private stablecoins face caps, but a government-issued digital pound does not, that changes incentives. That shapes adoption. Now, I'm not saying that that's definitely the plan, but it's a legitimate debate and something which is definitely on the table because competition between public and private money only works if both are allowed to compete fairly. If one is constrained more heavily, the market outcome isn't neutral. And that's where Coinbase's broader concerns probably sit. Now, short term, there's no immediate explosion or crash. Markets don't react overnight to a sandbox announcement. But long term, yes, I do think this is going to affect the prices of crypto because stablecoins are infrastructure and infrastructure defines liquidity. And if liquidity flows more easily through certain channels, those channels will dominate. The UK's decisions in 2026 could influence where exchanges base their operations, where liquidity pools, where DeFi integrates, and where institutions decide to build. That's not drama, that's just strategy. And here's where I stand. The UK absolutely needs regulation. We can't just have chaos, but regulation must be balanced. If you regulate from fear, you're probably going to stifle growth. If you regulate intelligently, you will attract capital. The UK has the history, the talent, the credibility, but policy must encourage innovation, not quietly limit it. And transparency matters. If firms aren't selected, then explain why. If caps are introduced, justify them clearly. Clarity will build confidence, and uncertainty will probably build some hesitation. So what's going to happen next? This sandbox will run, data will be gathered, and rules will be drafted. 2026 could be a pivotal year for UK digital finance. The question is, will Britain lead, or will we watch Dubai, Singapore capture the growth? And that depends on whether policymakers strike the right balance between protection and innovation, control and freedom, and stability and competition. So here, for me, is the real question. Did the UK just make a smart, cautious move, Or are we quietly narrowing down who gets to build the future of digital money here in the UK? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to stay ahead of this market, regardless of the politics, join the crypto wolf pack. Learn structure, see the transparency, and build discipline, because governments shape policy, but knowledge shapes opportunity. Thanks for making it all the way to the end of this video. I appreciate every single one of you. By the way, we've just reached 8,000 subscribers here on YouTube, and honestly, I'm so happy. Now we're on the road to 9,000. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Look below this if you're watching it on YouTube. If there is a button that says hype, it is 100% free to press. Press that hype button for me. It'll give the channel an algorithm boost. I'll see you on the next one. And remember this, the strength of the wolf is in the pack.